Let me come to you, Mr. Hegde. Give us a sense of the Supreme Court order. Am I right in saying that the spirit of the order was clearly to give more powers to the Kejriwal government, the AAP government? Or was it, as Mr. Khurana is pointing out, gave a little bit of space to the centre to decide how Delhi is an exceptional case, and therefore if the centre wants to bring in a law to revise in a way the distribution of powers, they are free to do so. The para 95 which was pointed out by Harish Khurana. How do you interpret the Supreme Court judgment and the reaction of the BJP in bringing an ordinance?
Well, let me put it this way. Para 95 has to be read in the context of the entire judgment. The entire judgment in turn has to be read in the context of the previous 5-judge judgment also. Continually what the Supreme Court has been telling, has been interpreting the Constitution to mean that if you have a representative democracy, then the persons elected must get to rule. They recognize the fact that Delhi is a special case, therefore 3 subjects are kept out of the state's purview. They also recognize the fact that possibly that you can even amend the law to take further subjects out of the purview. But in the judgment itself, when it came to the question of personnel, they said that the personnel should be under the control of the elected government. Now, it is not unknown to have ordinances and enactments which take away the basis of a judgment. You remember that after Shah Banu, the basis of the law was changed. You remember that after Vodafone, the tax matter, the basis of taxation got changed. That is not unknown, but you cannot directly overrule the Supreme Court. Long ago in 1991, the state of Karnataka refused to listen to the Kaveri Water Tribunal and passed an ordinance of its own. The Supreme Court struck it down, saying that you cannot directly overrule a Supreme Court judgment because that would in turn make the legislature a court of appeal. That would be destructive of the rule of law. So what has happened so far, it does appear to me that the very basis of the judgment has been directly overruled.
Okay, so that you're going in a way along with what is being suggested by the Aam Aadmi Party in terms of a judgment overruling the very basis of what the ordinance overruling the very basis of what the Supreme Court said. But to you now, Adil Singh Boparai, because what's interesting today is that we are seeing political parties slowly coming to the support of the Aam Aadmi Party, including, we are told, the Congress Party. The Congress Party on this particular issue seems to be supporting AAP, and it comes at a time when there is much talk of opposition unity. Do you believe, or does the opposition believe, the Congress as the major opposition, that the federal spirit of this constitution that gives powers to state governments is under threat, under assault? From time to time, the Congress also has claimed that the Enforcement Directorate, central agencies being misused to target specific opposition governments?
Mr. Sanjay, the BJP is mutilating the federal structure of our constitution. And this is sheer subversion of law. I will give you 4 instances of the recent past which will vindicate my statement. Number 1. A constitution bench of the Supreme Court interprets Article 239AA. The government of India, like a sore loser, uses the back door to nullify a constitution bench judgment without any basis. I will go one step further. This is a brazen attempt by the Narendra Modi government to undermine the majesty of the Supreme Court of India. Number 1. Number 2, the Maharashtra case. The Supreme Court has categorically said that the conduct of the governor was partisan and malified. The governor and the Bharatiya Janata Party illegally toppled a legitimately elected government and installed an immoral government. Number 3, I think it is public knowledge and beyond any pale of doubt how the Enforcement Directorate is used as a hound dog to harass, coerce and arm twist opposition leaders. And once these cases are foisted on opposition leaders, and in the event of them joining the Bharatiya Janata Party, these cases just disappear in thin air. Number 4, how the central government is depriving the state governments of their legitimate financial dues. One state after the other is accusing the central government of withholding GST areas. This is how the Bharatiya Janata Party is making an insidious and a calculated attempt to stifle non-BJP governments and to deprive them of their right to govern and fulfill the aspirations of their voters. We are supporting the Constitution.
Your adversary,
Please understand, Mr. Sanjay. Please understand this. We are in support of the Constitution. I am not holding a brief from the Aam Aadmi Party. We're in support for the Constitution of India. Political affiliations are secondary. Today there is a looming danger to our constitutional fabric. I have said this ad nauseum. The Bharatiya Janata Party is demolishing democracy and our constitution brick by brick. And I think it is high time that the citizenry should put their political affiliations aside and see the writing on the wall.
I want to comment on this. Okay, those are very strong words, Harish Khurana.